Time. Mina, how are you? And our topic today is love and duty when marriage was more contract than romance. We got into specifically more, but we're seeing specifically in how we can get more romance going. How were marriages in Regency and Georgian era often treated as social or financial contracts rather than love matches?
They were very much treated as contracts. The aristocracy wanted to remain within the aristocracy. Breeding in lines was very important. And so if you were titled, then your daughter was expected to marry into title. And if you had a son, it was his responsibility to marry well, and produce an heir. It was very much a business. Contracts. Look at it like a contract.
Got it. What role did family expectations and alliances play in determining whom someone married?
There were alliances, families at times. If you were a marquis and your family was close to a duke or another marquis, you had a son, they had a daughter, they almost expected the son and daughter to marry from when they were little children. It was expected that they would marry. It was very rare that a couple ever from the aristocracy ever married for love or for affection. It was a hope that if they married, that they would end up into a friendship or some kind of a fondness. But it was rare for anyone from the aristocracy to marry for love.
I got it. What role did family expectations and alliances play in determining whom someone met? We talked about that. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Where love matches considered reckless, romantic, or even scandalous at times?
All three. It would depend on the family, the title. Uh, for a titled son to marry beneath them was considered very reckless. And they could be cut from society for that. Um, to be to be married for love was celebrated if if and only if they married well. You understand? Yeah. So the girl would have to be
Do you
some.
think maybe in a way, Mina, this was better with the way they had contracts and connected aristocracies so that you would kind of marry the right people that are kind of like you? I'm being controversial, but true in
I,
certain aspects.
yeah, there were good things about it. The issue that even was brought to light back then was drawing from the same gene pool. There was a small community. It was a small community of aristocracy, and even if there was like maybe 10,000 people, if you're marrying from the same 10,000 people all the time, you
Yeah, it's going to be some incest involved.
yeah, well, Cyrano de Bergerac, he was a blue blood. His parents were aristocracy, but they were cousins, I think, and that had gone on and gone on. So the reason why Cyrano de Bergerac, not not Cyrano, oh hell, I'm going crazy. Toulouse-Lautrec. Toulouse-Lautrec. The reason why his legs were so small was because he'd fallen off a horse and broke both his legs and they wouldn't heal. And that's because he had all of the inbreeding.
How did women balance personal desires against duty to family and society?
Oh, women weren't even allowed to think about personal desires. It was duty to family, duty to family, duty to family. You had a duty and an obligation to marry well. Um, Daughters were considered to be on the shelf at around 23 years old. Um, you had to be married and you had to marry well. It was expected. And mothers and fathers too, they would hustle their daughters. I mean, it was it was kind of pathetic. I don't know if you've ever been around families that are involved in competition of any kind, but the parents get very involved and overly aggressive, and that's what happened with daughters from the aristocracy. It was like those little girls that you see on TV that were
Right.
hustled around by their mothers. Yeah.
Can you share a famous historical marriage that was more about power and property than affection?
Well, if you look through history, especially in England, between England and France, and England and Norway or Scandinavia, I can't give you one specifically, but like Catherine the Great, she didn't know her husband when she came to marry him. And he was a Looney Tunes, but she married him and then basically had him murdered and came to greatness. But that was an arranged marriage. Queen Elizabeth, the one that just recently died, and Prince Philip, they weren't necessarily arranged, but they were very much pushed together. It just so happened that Elizabeth really liked him. So yeah, those have gone on in perpetuity.
How has the idea of marriage as duty versus love shifted from the 19th century to today?
Oh, well, you can see that. We all think marrying for love is the big deal now. You got to marry for love or you don't marry at all. But um, as as you have seen, the divorce rate is pretty high. I don't think there's not the focus on obligations and devotions today that there used to be. You had a responsibility um, to dedicate yourself to a marriage, but you don't see that today. If it doesn't work out in the first few years, then see you, bye bye, and next.
All right. Best place to go is minavalentine.com. Soon the book's coming out. Book
Oh,
four.
goodness, if we can ever get my cover artist to shake loose, it will
We're going
be.
to figure this out somehow other way.
Yeah,
Okay.
we're
All
going.
right.
Okay, fans.
All right. That was the